Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Nikki Verd and today I wanted to talk about the layoffs that are happening in the tech industry globally. It's a roller coaster ride in the tech industry with layoffs happening left, right and center. And Google now joins a plethora of other tech giants that have been announcing layoffs as part of the economic downturn. Google was actually considered to be the safest of all the tech giants, and that safety is now gone. On Friday, 28th of January 2023, Google announced that it will be laying off 12,000 employees from its global workforce. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people losing their jobs, and that's just for Google. Other companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and other tech giants have been announcing layoffs as well. So this is truly unfortunate and a difficult time for those in the tech industry and for those affected. My heart really goes out to all of you because I have been at the receiving end of being laid off, and I know how it feels. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. So yeah, it's really a difficult time for the tech industry. Even those that have not been affected, it will still feel like you're sitting on pins and needles because you don't know if another wave of layoffs is coming, so it's a difficult time for everyone in the tech industry. Google said that the decision to cut 6% of its global workforce was made in order to reduce costs and streamline its operations. And it is speculated that the majority of the job losses may come from its hardware division, which includes Google's Pixel smartphone business. We'll see how that goes, if those speculations are true or not. However, Google stated that it will provide severance packages and other supports to all the affected employees, as expected, of course, I guess. Tech companies are now facing a variety of challenges at the moment, and experts say that this is due to rising interest rates and inflation of the past year that has forced advertisers to cut back on online advertising spending and investors to shift interest to dividend-paying stock. But I think there's more to that story, right? There's a whole other reasons why these layoffs are happening. So Google is laying off 12,000 of its employees globally, and I think there are a few things that we need to know about this. The first thing is that the tech industry didn't really experience layoffs that the rest of the economy experienced during the pandemic in 2020, and now those challenges are coming to the tech industry with significant ferocity. And also, tech giants companies expanded rapidly during the pandemic, and some of these layoffs are the aftermath of the pandemic hiring spree. There was a massive demand for tech services during the pandemic, and now the supply seems to be exceeding the demand, and something had to be done. Hence the layoffs. And also, according to the statistics, as of March 2020, Google had about 123,000 employees globally by the last quarter, and it was up to 186,000 employees, meaning that Google hired more people during the pandemic. And now they're letting go some of those people. And Google says that they will begin making layoffs in the US immediately. But in other countries, the process may take longer due to local laws and practices. Their CEO says that they will offer the US-based employees 16 weeks of severance pay plus 2 weeks for each additional year that they've worked at Google. Okay. Google's CEO will have to keep his employees base motivated while retaining his high performers and innovators. And it won't be easy because now everyone is a type of way. If you're losing your colleagues are losing their jobs, it's very uncomfortable even for the best employees to perform at this time where tech giants are letting go so many people, because you never know, you might be next. So there's going to be that cloud over tech giants, so to say. There is also the elephant in the room, ChatGPT. Because of the buzz around ChatGPT, Google is under pressure to develop and adapt quickly or risk falling behind. So some of these layoffs, they are not by chance, just after the launch of ChatGPT, right? So these layoffs came as Google, a leader in key areas of artificial intelligence, is facing competition from OpenAI, as well as from Microsoft, which has openly reported looking to boost its stake in ChatGPT, which is a promising chatbot that answers queries with human-like responses. It's quite amazing. And Google has not released their AI model yet. OpenAI beat them to it. And maybe it's time for Google to launch their own AI model. It could be Lambda or Sparrow, either of the two, which is Google's version of ChatGPT, basically. The Lambda AI platform is presently not accessible to the general public, and it is only accessible to a select number of AI developers via their AI Tech Kitchen. And market rumors claim that the Lambda was never released because the conversational model of the AI chatbot does not work with Google's current advertising strategy, which generates about 80% of Google's income. Advertising remains the main revenue-generating segment for Google, so it makes no business sense to mess with what puts bread on the table, right? However, if Google continues to avoid this disruption to disrupt their core business model, new disruptors will come to the market like OpenAI and disrupt them. And before they know it, they could be out of business. So I guess at some point, they will have to self-disrupt. As much as launching their own AI will affect their core business strategy, I think it is safer for them to disrupt themselves now than wait for other, AI chatbots to flood the market, and then they will be responding. It might be too late then. So Google has a challenge in its hands for real. So I believe that Google has to revamp its Google search engine with some sort of AI technology to remain profitable from advertising while keeping up with the fierce competition and changing customer requirements. Because a lot of people, now that they have tested ChatGPT, they are going to force Google to do something. So as these economic changes occur and large companies are making crucial decisions, it is important to recognize that everyone is vulnerable and at risk at the moment, especially for those in the tech industry. So as I conclude my thoughts on this, the economy is shifting and major corporations are making strategic decisions that are affecting a lot of people. So it is important for individuals to consider the potential consequences and devise a plan of action for themselves. While each person's plan may differ and the number of plans one person has, is irrelevant. What is crucial at the moment is that more individuals begin to anticipate change and not get caught up, or don't get caught off guard. Everyone who works for someone else must think about, what if this affects me? When you think like that, then you have a plan, or then you'll be forced to make a plan. And everyone's plan will be different, like I've mentioned. But what is important is that you start thinking and preparing yourself for change and not get blindsided, because that's dangerous. So, like I said before, Google was considered one of the safest of all the tech giants, and now that safety is gone. So somehow all eyes are now on Apple. Will Apple be slashing down their workforce too? Well, the world awaits. We will see. But this is no easy time for anyone. So buckle up. There's more disruption underway, especially as artificial intelligence is going mainstream and taking center stage in the tech industry. I believe that people will be affected by artificial intelligence, whether you are in the tech industry or in other industries. So those are my thoughts for now, and thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video.